Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is a scene for Living World of Darkness Werewolf in You. My name is Anthony, and I will be playing your wonderful ST this evening. Before we get into the nitty gritty of to, tonight, this morning, or this afternoon, let me warn you, this is a black dog scene, which means, kids, if you are easily unsettled, click the X button. No, really. Click it. This is your chance. Do it now. Do it now. Now. If you're under the age of 18, stop it. Stop it right now. You're not grown. You're not. Stop it. All right? No, whatever. I warned you. So, this scene starts on the Sept, and one particular individual known as demands obedience is in a very not happy predicament. She is walking with measured steps as her hands caress lovingly her clave as she sits on her perch. She looks to the sky and she holds her stomach as she looks and recoils, as she feels a weight and emptiness as she tenderly caresses her stomach. Single tears fall from her eyes as she silently rocks back and forth. Those that approach her, kinfolk or kin alike, decide this is not a good time to approach Victoria, as it seems that something's not right. Something, how should we say, is amiss. And she, in a moment, in a flash, her back straightens. The tears immediately stop. She looks up, straightens her back, and she outstretches a hand, and a raven plops on her hand. Her eyes go wild. They become furious. As she looks, all you can hear is the chirping, flapping of what seems to be a report of some kind. She's being told something. Ooh, she doesn't like this. She doesn't like this at all. Pushing the clave back, she reaches for her hood, places it over her head, and the once attractive feminine poise of this woman, who is easily attractive, easily draws the attention of many men and females, is instantly cast away. You look upon her, you see a visage of fear. She is upset. Most have seen Victoria when she is annoyed. But today, a very rainy day in December, she has reached a new plateau of sincerely piss the fuck off. She makes her way towards the forge. She knocks on the door. Frozen Hammer appears, looks upon her packmate. Noticing her eyes are wild, angry, she immediately steps aside. Victoria goes into a compartment, picks up silver, places it within the furnace, and watches it boil. Place, places more and more. Her expression becoming wild, untamed as she watches it boil. She looks at it. caresses her lips lovingly as she's come to a decision. Hmm. No, no, no. I'm going to make an example out of this one. Hmm. They think that they can escape me. They assume that because I remain quiet, that all is forgotten. They're sadly mistaken. As she pours the molten silver into a ceremonial pitcher and begins walking towards the camp of the Black Furies. Those that cross the path of Victoria immediately avert gaze as her visage is untamed. There is legitimate fear. Some of the kinfolk, particularly a Silverfang, immediately drops to her feet and begins to weep as her body begins to tremble. It seems that she is sincerely wishing for death, but no, Victoria isn't coming for that one. Not that one, not today. And she makes her way towards one known as Wasp Stinger.
Wasp Stinger is waiting pensively on the tires that make up the Black Fury training ground. It's clear that she's been expecting this moment for who knows how long at this point. It could have been minutes or tens of minutes, depending on how much the storm crows wished to torture her with the thought of waiting. But she hears the footsteps of Victoria approach. It's impossible to mistake that enraged gait for anybody else. She looks up. I see that my message has arrived.
Yes, Victoria unceremoniously removes her cloak, approaches Wasp Stinger, and embraces her. Looks at her almost as a younger sister looks upon an older, wiser sister. I love you. I
Well,
look up to you. As you see her begin to tear up and cry.
Stinger is tense as she embraces Victoria as well. It's a short-lived embrace, and eventually she pulls back, looks her in the eye. Victoria Yuff, I've chosen you because I know only you will give me a fair judgment for what I have done.
Indeed.
When
Know that. Know that I don't hate you. Understand that.
She'll brush the tear from Victoria's face. I understand. And I'm prepared for whatever you have in mind.
when they draw away, a figure dressed in dark clothes, a hooded jacket with a bow strung over his shoulder, appears from the shadows. His blood-red eyes shining in the firelight across the training grounds of the Black Furies.
Victoria looks to Logan. Good evening.
What is going on, Elder?
As uncharacteristically, you see a very humanness in Victoria. As she looks to you and she breathes out, I'm sorry. And just like that, the black hood that she's carrying goes over her head Her back arches straight. She grabs the picture. Today, we place judgment on one known as Wasp Stinger. Can you tell me the importance of our kin? Can you tell me why we cherish them, hold them close? Why it is all consuming? The way we hold them as sheep, as a shepherd holds its flock. We watch over them, we protect them. They are our lifeblood. But yet you use your status, you use your rank, your very being. As Victoria begins to circle Wastinger, you do this. You anger me. You are our example. You and only you. We follow you. We look to you. Yet you shame us. As she begins circling her, for those that hear this, you hear Victoria, you hear the howl coming from the Black Fury Sept. So if you wish to, speaking as DST, if you wish to come and be a part, by all means, because somebody's going up to a fever pitch. As she begins to circle, looking at her, her eyes mad with frenzy. I must judge you. I don't want to do this, but you, the one who leads us, you, the one who struck down an aspect of something we have fought against. You who should have known better, you who are a shining beacon to the Black Fury, you who let us know what it is to be Arun, have failed us. The most basic, the most primitive aspect is that you be able to control your rage. But you can't. Why? You teach, you lecture. Others lead by your example, but yet to watch you fall so far, so fast, it's unthinkable, awful. Know this, Wastinger. You may hold your rank, but you are not above the litany, and I will see judgment done. As Victoria looks to her, let me roll my rituals. Because for those that are philodox and have at least two dots in rituals, please roll me intelligence rituals.
Only Philodoxus? Or can it be anyone with 2 dots in rituals?
Yeah, anyone with 2 dots in rituals.
Okay.
Philodox will get a minus to difficulty.
Alright, cool.
I mean, you have no idea. Will anybody else like to have a shot?
Logan will.
I've got 3.
Yeah, I got 3 too.
For those of you who got 3, you are witnessing a satire, right?
I got
For 2.
You are witnessing a satire, right?
2.
Satire. Elders lead by example. The laws that are placed upon you are hard, harsh, because if the top falls, the rest will follow. There's no question about that. History has told us such. So the full weight of the litany will rest on your shoulders. And I know and I trust. That you? Perhaps, maybe. No, you should have thought about that before you let the rage get the best of you. And that is 9 done? Yeah. No. Yeah. Got it. Hmm. Yeah. What the point of willpower spent? Yeah, that makes it. Would have been a botch. However, she takes the she takes the picture. She steps forward to Wasp Stinger, place out your arms, look to the sky, and ask Gaia for your forgiveness. As she looks to Wasp Stinger.
Wasp Stinger will, through all of Victoria's speaking, she has kept a very stiff upper lip as she stands up straight, her arms out. She takes a deep breath. I've committed one of the greatest sins that a guru can commit. I've dishonored myself, my tribe, my sept, and my nation. For that, I accept whatever punishment our Master of Challenges deems fit. I ask not for the kin's forgiveness. I ask not for Gaia's forgiveness. I ask only for retribution.
With that, Victoria pours hot molten silver over the face of Wasp Stinger. For those of you witnessing, please make a self-control or willpower, whichever is applicable. Wasp Stinger, rage. Hello?
Sorry, Emily.
Yeah.
Oh, did I break up?
No, we
Okay. Victoria places a pitcher of molten silver and pours it over the face of Wasp Stinger. For those of you watching this, please roll your willpower not to flee the scene. Victoria looks, watching her freshly 5, watching the anguished face of Wasp Stinger, and she'll crack a smile. You, Wasp Stinger, are no longer an elder of the Sept, of the Guru Nation. You are considered Athro. You have shamed yourself and you have shamed your tribe. Wasp Stinger, you are permanently disfigured, as the molten silver has permanently scarred your face.
As the molten silver drips down Wasp Stinger's face, it leaves streaks of pinkish silver down through underneath her eyes and down through her neck, dripping against her chest and burning in many places through her clothing. She does scream, but she manages, despite the shaking and the agony, to keep herself here and to face her judgment.
She looks at her. her voice shaking, upset, a mixture of emotions. Wasp Stinger, get out of my sight.
Wasp Stinger, after a while, as the silver cools upon her face and the steam rises into the air, she will stagger to her feet and she will walk back towards the Black Fury's homes, back towards her place on the Sept, to end the night in quiet contemplation.
She looks out to the crowd of assembled guru. You go and you tell this story. No one, no matter your rank, your place, whether you claim yourself warder, keeper, elder of this sept, is above the litany. Judgment will find you. Understand, if you transgress, that judgment will be swift, unfeeling, harsh. It is by the words of our elders that Wasp Stinger did not receive a heavier punishment for what she has done. Understand me when I say this. Any one of you that firmly harms another kin in this sept under my watch, I will personally deal with you. I will find you. I will take you. And I will make an example of you. As her body is bolt straight, she looks to each of you, making eye contact. She paces. She watches. Her body full of emotion. For those of you watching her, make perception empathy. For those that are Philodox, we'll set the difficulty at a 5. Everyone else, it's at a 7. For those that are Philodox with 2 successes, Victoria is not happy with herself. There's a momentary tinge of regret, but underneath that, there's a firm acknowledgement of her place and of her duty. She fully understands that the weight and the judgment and the things that she's doing is far greater than her personal feelings. As she is facing a innermost turmoil, her body she's fighting herself as she gives her judgment. She's fighting every piece of herself, but she is forcing herself. She's pushing through her uncertainty, and she's making her judgment. It's painful because for those of you with 4 successes, as you look upon her, as the moonlight catches her face, you understand that she's looking towards where Wasp Stinger was, as a younger sibling looks to an older sibling that has fallen in their eyes. Regret, remorse, anger. 3 successes, lesser 2 successes. Victoria's doing her job. 1 success. Hey, she's a bitch. Victoria, after giving her judgment, removes her cape. The softness of her form and her figure returns, looking more human, looking more approachable as she breathes a deep breath and exhales it. Folds up her cloak and turns around. And she waits silently, her eyes pensive, waiting for someone to question her. She'll wait and she'll look.
Emmett, who just kind of looks to the side and just like, okay, no one else is asking. He will basically kind of take a step forward and wait for his Raya to actually address him before speaking.
She looks to you, her hands clasped. What?
Raya, I
Say it.
do not question your judgment. I seek to understand the story, for you have told us to tell it, and I am a Galliard.
She takes a deep breath. She puts her hands on her face. And then another perception empathy.
Single one. But he had like 3 prior, so he was able to see a
That's for everybody, by the way.
little.
For those of you who have at least one success, she's reprimanding herself for putting her hands on her face, and you see her lock her hands back. The story you're going to tell is that no one is above the litany, and when you look upon the face of Wasp Stinger, you will see her failure. You will see how far she has fallen, and she is an example that no one is above the litany.
Thank you for your wisdom, Raya, and may I ask what specifically Wasp Stinger Raya did to earn such judgment?
She'll look to you. Emmett,
Yes, Raya?
her gaze softens. It's almost as if she is talking to almost if it's a mother talking to a child. The moment of authoritarian, the moment of I'm better than you ceases, and she talks to you. What's rage?
Rage, Raya, I believe, is Gaia working through us, a weapon to help us fight the worm.
And Emmett, what happens when you lose control of that?
People get hurt, or worse. Raya.
Those that have gained station above are held to a higher standard. When you use your rage to harm another, to make them feel less than, to assault them, you are dealt with harsher because you are an elder, you are a leader. Understand as Victoria will look to you. You are fostering, yes?
Yes, Raya?
You have seen so many of our comrades fall, but yet you have a story, an obligation to tell it. What would happen if somebody of higher rank faltered in their duty? What happened if you followed in their footsteps?
Would be a bad ending to a story that should have been longer, Raya.
My job as a Philodox is not to be kind, not to be friendly, not to hug and to cuddle, but understand this. It is my duty, my Gaia-given right, to make sure that my brothers and sisters adhere to our laws. I fully expect that if I were to falter, that someone would correct me. We are all Guru. We have our laws. We have our rights. It pains me that so many of us know the litany but don't understand it. It's not a secret. It's there. But yet, to see one of our elders, as she takes a breath, it shakes me. But if I have to endure it, then I will for my Sept. As the tone of motherliness leaves and she becomes bolt and erect.
As it becomes clear that Victoria is done talking, Emmett will just kind of nod. He will say, "Thank you, Raya, for sharing with me your wisdom," and he will step on back into the crowd, indicating that he has no other questions for her.
Victoria will scan the crowd, noticing her kin, will nod in approval, notice Olaf, a nod of a raised eyebrow, and then a nod. Olaf, perception, empathy.
Clicking now. 2 successes.
You know the feeling when, as a child, that you've done something wrong, and that mom knows. That is the look she's giving you. But for some reason, she's not calling you out.
Okay.
Maeve is going to very tentatively step forward. It's obvious that it's taking every ounce of willpower she has to do so.
She looks at Maeve, noticing her struggle, nods in approval. Who are you?
I am Maeve MacFionn. I am just a cub. I'm very new to the Sept.
Her voice softens as she looks upon you. What is it, Maeve?
And she'll actually, with a nod of approval and all, step a little bit closer and look up to her elder with tears in her eyes in the wake of what she's been able to sense out of the whole ordeal.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll lift her hands a little bit in offering and say, "I'm sorry," and essentially offer a hug to her It's a slight enough gesture that she can't ignore it, and it's not blatant. It's not full arms out spread in front of her, but her hands do raise in offering to empathize with her in her pain.
She looks at this and she has to make a willpower because, damn, she wants to.
Maybe add some diff because supporter merit?
Yeah.
Roll that. Come on, Dice Stream Act, right? Ooh, no. You see her become rigid
She'll snap her arms
and
down.
she'll step back. And she'll look upon you with a softness in her eyes and simply say, no. It takes everything within my fiber not to embrace you. You are new, and there is so much glory, honor, and wisdom to what we are. And I must stand as an example that even the youngest must understand this. I see it in your eyes. You're scared. You don't understand. And it is my duty to make sure you understand. There cannot be an ounce of weakness in my voice what I am trying to do. Maeve, the litany, you must learn it.
I have.
You see the face of Wasp Stinger, an elder. Learn from her mistakes. Become better.
And she
Do your
nods like
duty.
a tiny, very brisk little nod.
Do it. I believe in you. I want you to succeed. But like any mother, I will correct you with every fiber of my being. Charisma, intimidation coming at you.
And what do I roll to counter? Just willpower?
I'd say willpower. Yeah, I know. Jesus.
Holy shit.
Jesus, this is a bitch. My like fucking worst character. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's your willpower, hon?
I got 3 successes. Willpower's 4.
Okay. You feel her stare into your soul. As you feel the warm embrace, it comes to you and you feel like you want to open up to her. But then you see the wall, you see the division of her rank and of her station, and the severity in her voice, that you have no doubt in your mind that if you were to fuck up, she will come down on you with force and mean it.
She will literally start shaking.
She'll look to you again and place her hands on your shoulders. Learn this lesson. Keep it close to your heart. Understand it. Know what it means to violate the litany. And she'll step back from you.
She nods briskly and then flees back behind Olaf. And latches onto the back of his coat and plants her face in it.
Would it be okay for me to, do my thing?
Rocket.
Okay.
I think I know
Oh,
what
she's
you're
gonna
about.
let go for that then.
I think
No,
Olaf,
no, no, no.
Olaf shakes Maeve off of
It's
his
something.
coat.
Hold on, Olaf.
Okay.
Apparently, somebody. Austin, what were you saying?
Well, I'm gonna do a thing that's gonna make this character's life very fucking short. Olaf, do me a favor and comfort Maeve for a few seconds while Lucas here does something.
You got it, buddy.
Okay. Lucas is going to walk across the field, making sure to take a wide riff and detour around the silver puddle that is there. It's fucking obvious. You all fucking feel it. It feels like fucking pain. And sort of walk over to Victoria, demands the fucking obedience, looks at her and simply says, "Dear Aya, may I introduce myself?"
Please do.
Dear Aya, I am Lucas Mathis, newly changed to the Sept of the Green, born on 2 legs of the new moon.
You're a Hamid.
Nods.
How old are you, Lucas?
I am by Hamid stance 21 years, and by Garu stance a week. I have been within the nation for all my life.
You're just a babe. Continue.
Would you do me the outrageous favor and let me ask you a question?
You may.
Smell.
Perception, empathy.
Oh God. Do. Da 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 da. Oh wow. Any increases in difficulty? Otherwise, that is 5 successes.
You got it. You feel that any displays of, she definitely has a predator's stance about her, and that she's listening to you. Her ears are open, and that you understand when a wolf is looking at a rabbit, waiting for them to make the wrong move. That is the look she is giving you.
All right. Now, imagine, if you will, and this will not be hard to imagine, that I know absolutely nothing about the law, and I'm simply a curious sort. Now, let me ask you, this display that has been put on, this judgment that you have been put on,
Right.
is this judgment subject to other judgment? Will somebody else come and look at what has happened tonight and see things as they are?
Right.
Will a second look be made?
Victoria laughs, chuckles. Is that your question?
Yes, my dear Raya. I know I have absolutely no right to an answer.
You're a cub, yes?
Because the head nods. Yes, dear Raya.
You have gotten in touch with your den father and mother, yes? You know who they are.
He goes ahead, nods, and says, I have gotten in touch with Katori, the Den Father. I have gotten in touch with Kelly Krikos, the warder. I have submitted myself to them. They know of my existence.
Tell me, have you learned the aspects of the litany?
The litany has been recited unto me by another lawgiver, under the Den Father's purview, of course.
She looks at you. Begins walking around you. sizing you up. Each step becoming more and more ferocious, more feral. It's kind of hard to believe that this woman could ever be considered a human woman
Mm-hmm.
as she gets very close to you.
Giving all the
As
submissive
she
posture. All the submissive posture and not moving a fucking inch.
as she gets very, very close to your ear, and her cheek touches yours,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll say, understand that no one is above the litany. If someone has issue with my ruling, the challenge is there. Remove me if you feel that I am weak, unfit, abusing my power. As she looks at you, and yeah, manipulation, intimidation.
Alright, fair enough.
Willpower to resist, good sir.
Alright then. My willpower has been rocking, and unfortunately I do not believe that Dice Stream will be kind. Dice Stream was not kind.
Dice Stream wasn't kind to me either, bro.
Oh, nice.
Looks like one success.
I got 3 on the willpower, so
Use
if you would
Anthony.
like,
You
go ahead
you
and narrate this out, please, Anthony.
you see her get really close, and she says this to you, and you feel that, oh my God, is she going to like rip my throat out? But the resolve that's inside of you, you steel yourself, and instead of it coming off as a challenge, as she's trying to belittle you, you actually feel the meaning behind her words, and it hits you that maybe she is trying to teach you a lesson. Maybe she understands your auspice and is commending you.
Okay. There's a very, very subtle nod. I presume that you are still very, very close to him, still whispering
Mhm.
into his ear, and Lucas Mathis will simply say, I thank you for the dear wisdom, Raya. And that is all that I would ever request from you.
As you look at her perception, investigation.
I have
No,
it.
empathy. No,
Oh,
empathy. It's
okay.
empathy, sorry.
I was like, investigation? I got that. All the successes, unless you want to raise a difficulty.
Oh no, I'll give it to you. Since you're so close, you see the hint, barest hint of a smile.
Looks at you.
As soon as you see it, as soon as she
Mhm.
knows that you like noticed it, she drops it. She
He'll
just
not.
says, "Good."
Am I dismissed?
Indeed.
And he'll go ahead and sidestep, walk away, let somebody else go ahead and take center stage.
Logan will walk up next to or behind Lucas when he joins the rest of them. And he will place a hand on Lucas's shoulder. And Victoria will see Logan give a very small nod.
She'll
Uh,
look at you. She'll look precisely at Logan. And then she will look to each of the assembled Philodox. If you find my judgments draconian, harsh, unsuitable, and if you feel in your heart of hearts that you could stand and be able to judge your elders impartially and know what is best for the Sept, then I encourage you to replace me. But if you cannot shoulder this as she holds her body and opens her arm, if you can't stand here and walk through the pain that I'm feeling right now, don't waste my time. And she just shakes her head. Olaf, she turns to you.
Olaf's there.
Something you want to tell me?
And Olaf looks at Garrett because he knows words Garrett said before. Shakes his head lightly. Garrett will probably know what he means. And he comes forward, very slow, pronounced steps. He drops into a folded leg position, which puts him on both knees. Demands obedience, might like that, she might not. And presents his throat fully. I fell to a berserker rage. I attacked a kin.
What is your rank, Olaf? Generous. Philodox.
Klieth Raya.
She looks at you and she reaches inside her satchel. And for those that are looking, she retrieves something from her satchel. And she looks up to Gaia and she whispers, Olaf is the only one able to hear this, unless you have some type of supernatural hearing. Like Batman.
Whisper catching?
That'll do it.
I don't even know why you don't have that on right the hell now.
Logan quietly giggles. No.
Oh yeah, no, Logan's probably getting keyed in by Emmett on the pack link. Like, what's going on? What's going on? What's she saying, bruh? Oh my god.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Gaia,
the
guide
only
my
shit.
steps. Make sure that my judgment reigns true. As she gripped firmly the sledgehammer in her hand as she looks to Olaf. What have you
Raya,
done?
When I awoke from the rage, I found myself amidst tatters of training dummies, the kin standing above me unharmed. From my mouth spouted nothing but apology. When he left, I came to him. I asked if he was claimed, and he replied, no. There were no Guru to deal with directly in this matter as a result, and so I gave unto him a mortal favor. Uriah and I both know the heft of such a favor, and he called it immediately. He has made me godfather to a niece, another kin, one not immune to the curse, and laid it upon me that should anything befall him, I am to care for this kin as though she were of my own direct bloodline. I accepted immediately.
She's looking at you as she clenches the sledgehammer and she is pondering her next movement, her next action.
Raya, I would testify.
Speak.
This kin that he claims to have attacked in a berserker frenzy. how best to put this? He came in insulting, blustery. Disrespectful.
Kin are like sheep. We control an immense, immeasurable amount of power. The spirits bless us in unimaginable ways. We can push our bodies to limits.
And dear
You
Raya,
must understand how much and how important it is to have control.
and dear Raya, sometimes a sheep must be shaved.
You show great promise for coming here and presenting yourself to me. I have great hopes for you, and you do my heart glad. However, you will be judged, and you will bear the weight of this punishment.
Maeve actually will shoot to her feet and say, Raya, please.
Maeve, no.
I
Sit down and
I
show
have something to
respect
say.
for others.
I respect
Maeve.
her.
Maeve,
She'll glance over.
she'll look to you, and you can tell it's taking a lot of her willpower not to lunge at you, and she's restraining herself. You see her biting her lip. She's drawing blood. She is
I'm sorry,
holding
Raya.
herself back, and she opens her mouth again. Maeve, stop. Stop.
Please, Raya, I know more
Maeve,
about this
shut
than they
up.
do.
Maeve, stop it.
Logan steps around and covers Maeve with his body, hiding her from view.
She
But
will
Ma-
get on her tiptoes and start whispering.
But Micaiah will raise his hand.
Yes,
Raya, I believe there is more to this story than Olaf or Garrett has told you.
speak.
The kin that these speak of, when he came to this sept, he ran his mouth off. His first actions is he attacked the water. He was showing off his combative prowess, trying to brag. Now Olaf, doing his job as a guardian, reacted as he should. For in the litany it says submit to the higher authority, and he stood up for his alpha, and he tried to reprimand this kin, and the kin provoked him even more. His frenzy was not his fault. He did what he was supposed to do. He defended the sept, and he stood up for his alpha. He protected the litany.
She'll look to Mikhail. Mikhail,
He'll bow.
if an infant walks up to you and fails its fist at you, do you strike it down?
No, of course not. But we are not just simple mortals. We have a fire that others, especially kin, can never understand. And you have to be careful to not stir those coals. And the Finra are not known for being light-tempered. So when he
That
went,
is indeed true, Mikhail. However, Fenrir are known for their tenacity, their willpower, and their prowess. how to temper their willpower. The one known as Blitzkrieg was a shining example of that. Go on. You
Well,
advocate for him. You're a Philodox.
I
Speak
do,
up.
but I say since I was there with him, if he is to be punished, then I should share that punishment with him.
My, my, my.
You
The
said,
young ones are indeed learning.
you said it yourself, no one is above the law. And I so much agree with that. The litany is as much as my soul as Luna and Gaia has bestowed upon me.
Raya,
Speak.
you know the respect I have for you. You know that you are one of the few of Grandfather Thunder's children that I trust.
Hmm. She takes a deep breath and she looks at you.
What if this kinfolk knew exactly what he was doing? Knew exactly how to push our buttons, knew exactly how to manipulate our rage.
She looks to you. There's a reason why kinfolk do not share in the punishments of Guru. Do you know why that is?
He looks to the pool of silver on the ground, and he looks to you, and he smiles.
So you know that if I judged them and spoke to them with the same hand I do you, they would not stand.
They would
We
not.
would have dead kinfolk.
We would. But this one, and he looks to Olaf.
I will speak with this kinfolk, all of them. Is there a galliard present? A matter of fact, as she looks to, she looks for Emmett, her eyes scanning around.
He's right there. The second she said being a Galliard, Emmett stepped forward again.
Let the kinfolk know I'd wish a word with them.
Understood, Raya.
Understand that no harm, let them know that no harm will come to them, and that I will speak with them.
That will be done.
As she will look again towards do you know what the Ken Bacchus,
I'm sorry, I believe I didn't quite catch that.
the Ken Bacchus, the one that was previously betrothed to Callie Catgros?
Wait, is she asking that
I,
to Emmett or to?
She's just posing the question,
Oh,
but she's looking at Logan because she expects him to know.
okay. Emmett will just simply just raise his hand.
You're
And
talking about Vale, are you not?
Indeed. And what happened to Vale?
He was killed
Why was he killed?
because he was foolish.
Understand that foolish kinfolk are not long for this world. As she looks out towards the crowd, I will speak to them. I will talk to them. I will let them know their place. But if this one holds the same tongue as he did to Olaf, he will not be long for this world. Let it be known that I am not unfair.
Raya, the full story should be shared.
It seems that there's more to this story and more witnesses. As she places the sledgehammer, she kneels on it, placing her chin on her hands and looking out. Tell me, the parts that haven't already been told.
It
I'm just
seems
trying to determine if he'll let her.
It's really up to Maeve.
She's just waiting for Logan to move to allow her to do so. She's not going to step around him. That would be incredibly rude.
note this person that speaks is still a cub.
I show great restraint. She will not come to harm. She needs to learn.
Any word she speaks that displeases you, I will take her punishment. And
She looks to you and she says, "The Shadow Lord, that was a Philodox that mouthed off in such a way with an authority as if he knew better than I. You took a lightning bolt to the chest. If this one chooses to act in such a way, then she will get a first and very interesting lesson in the litany. But I assure you, this one seems to have promise."
then he will step to the side.
And Maeve will stand there, still on the verge of quaking, but she will look to Victoria and say, "Raya, I am sorry if it sounded as though I meant to interrupt. I only wanted to tell you the rest of what I knew from what happened.
Speak, Maeve.
I was there when this took place. I was terrified when it happened, and afterwards I met with the kinfolk at the castle. They drank, and I was with them. And he explained that when he arrived, emotions were very high, and because of a previous conversation, Olaf had fallen into a state of something like depression. He was very upset, he was listless. And Ricky, he very much on purpose, very much knowing what he was provoking, he purposefully made a jab at Olaf's tribe. He said something that he knew very well would incite him into a rage, because the type of man he is, he understands that the best way to sweep away sadness or depression is to replace it with rage. He was very purposeful in provoking Olaf, and he was braced and prepared when Olaf sprung up. He managed to deter his initial attack and spoke to him in such a way that Olaf afterwards was able to turn away from him and set his fury instead on the fighting dummies. But he told us that he knew very well what he was doing and that he understood the risks of what he was doing. But he meant to do it for Olaf. He forgave him. There was an exchange of favors. But I just wanted you to be aware that this was not some accident. This wasn't some slip of the tongue or saying something out of foolishness. This was something he provoked, very much aware and very much on purpose.
Victoria looks to you. Her gaze unyielding.
Is there anything that I can roll to try to drive home with charisma empathy or something like that?
Charisma expression.
All right, just as good.
You're a Fiona. You should have lots of that.
Well, I'm still a babby, but I've got a decent amount.
Fair enough.
He wants the morning
3.
kill dice
And actually,
both.
it's supporter, so 5.
Don't you fucking forget that pure breed.
Oh my god, I did!
Use that.
Oh, let me add those on real fast. I'm just gonna have all the success. Oh, thank you. I love you, Tim. So 10 successes.
How many?
10.
She looks to you. Her gaze softens. And it is a... You see Victoria shed a tear. Very uncharacteristic. As in, she's taking in everything that you've told. She's feeling it. She takes a deep breath. Maeve, do you understand my position?
She'll nod. Weakly, mind you, but she will.
Do you understand my position, truly?
I understand that this is a point where you have to weigh what has happened and the actions that followed versus the letter of the law. But by the letter of the law, Olaf did not actually successfully attack a kinfolk, and I'm hoping deeply that Gaia has some forgiveness.
Gaia is both good and bad. Just like nature, you cannot have kindness without a fair dose of cruelty. It is both at the same time. I do not delight in this fact. Gaia knows I don't delight in it. As you can see, perception empathy for Maeve, since she's like directly in her face.
No, just 1 success.
It's enough to notice that there is something underneath the weight of her words. Now, if you could give me a perception investigation.
1, 2, 3. And actually, with the perception bonus, if it's insight into the way she's thinking, 4.
It has nothing to do with insight, but it
Darn.
has everything to do with what you're catching when you're looking at her physical body.
All right. Well, 3.
All right. Does your character have any dots in medicine or no?
Actually, no, she does not.
Okay. How old is Maeve?
She's only 18. She's very fresh-faced.
Okay.
Damn it.
Did Maeve go to high school or no?
She's had some basic schooling, yes. She understands things like very basic first aid. There are accidents on the farm where she grew up. She understands basic things, yeah.
Would she understand? Roll a fate dice.
Just one?
Just one. I need a plus or a minus.
All right, take two. Yes.
All right. You, looking at her and the way her shirt is kind of disheveled, um, a bit of her stomach is exposed, and you see a scar.
All right.
And it is very close to her. It is very close to her lower abdomen, going towards her nether regions.
All right. Is it like a straight up and down?
hmm
Ooh. Yep. Gotcha.
You catch it. But it is up to you whether or not you inquire about it.
This is a little intense to go inquiring about. Perhaps the next time she's able to see her, but that sounds like a borderline suicidal idea at this point.
Just based on your close interactions and how much she is articulating and moving in her body, it will be something that you'd catch.
Oh, she
Maybe if you
catches
had a
it.
few dots. If you had a few dots in medicine, you'd be able to know. But none, yeah, it's kind of iffy.
If
But you
she's
definitely notice the
assisted in
scar.
animal births, is it possible for her to make the connection?
It's a bit of a leap. You
Okay, fair
wouldn't
enough.
need that at least. But actually, give me a flat intelligence roll.
That I can do. Nope. Don't know why I clicked the 5. 1.
Did you get two is enough? Well, one, sorry.
Just 1.
One, you know the general area of the scar, and I'll say that you notice that she has a scar somewhere on her stomach, but you don't know exactly where when you go to retell the story because it was quick.
Okay.
But you have that piece of information.
Got it. Noted.
Sweet. And she'll look to you, continuing her statement, fixing her shirt. We are the golden means to be guru. You know what that means?
I missed part of that. It fuzzed out. We are the what?
We are the golden standard of what it means to be guru. We are more responsible. Alright. And you understand that our actions may not be there in the traditional, God forgive me, Hamid way of thinking. But actions must be taken.
Does
And
that
that is
mean
the gentlest way I can put it.
that the gestures that were made, the offer of a favor and the acceptance of that favor in something that meant very much to Ricky, meant more to him than his own life? Does that not in any way balance the scale?
It is the reason why dear Olaf still has his life. Certain mistakes in the Gru nation are met with higher penalty, higher draconian punishment. He will not, Olaf will recover from this. It will not be permanent. Not in the way it will be for Wasp Stinger.
Could I suggest a alternate punishment that would be permanent, Raya?
Make your suggestion. If I sense a leniency or you trying to skirt your punishment, it will be more severe. Speak.
I do not think it is more lenient. Olaf here is Get. They are tough. Tougher than most Garu I've ever met. They constantly put their bodies in harm's way. Their pride.
Anthony's done the same.
Weakness.
Oh.
I'm really sorry to stop that train, but it was a really nice one, but you can't hear it.
All right.
Technical difficulties.
I can
Do,
redo
do, do,
Just
do.
a
We
real
have them. Da na 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 na. We're waiting on.
Actually, wait, hold on. Mikhail, do it now.
Back to
Do it
track.
now. Do it now.
Do what?
Do
Do
the
it
thing.
now.
Just do it now.
Hey, Emmett Wilson, Boston,
And
Big
he's back.
Oh, what?
Damn it. Okay. That good enough?
Anthony is back. Anthony is back.
I apologize. I am back.
Bro.
Okay. You want me to start at the beginning?
Yeah, start at the beginning.
Okay. Olaf here is Get.
Yes.
They are among the toughest Garu I've ever known. They constantly put their body in harm's way.
Mm-hmm.
Some, I swear, don't even feel pain. However, there's one spot on a Get that always feels it, and that is their pride. Make Olaf do, I don't know, the most humiliating thing he can possibly do in this Sept. Make him do it every week, for a month, 2 months. Make sure he's visible when he does it.
Hmm.
We're gonna look at Garrett. Do you mean like taking care of a kinfolk that isn't his?
Oh yeah, holding hands, walking down the street, buying it lollipops, ice cream cones, handing it to it, calling it sweetie, for all his Norse Viking friends to hear. Cleaning up after its shit.
I have an idea. There's one in this set who is my kinfolk. He is known to be a sorcerer, so I've been told. Olaf, stand.
Olaf stands.
Along with the arrangement you have made with this kinfolk, you are to watch, take care of, mentor, teach, and be very visible in doing so. The one known as Quintus. You will be his assistant, his lackey. You will be beneath him in all ways. he tells you to do something, you do it within the confines of the litany. No matter how degrading. If he will ask you to go to the store, knowing with your rage, and to buy him chocolate, you'll do it. This will last for 1 month, starting today.
Understood, Raya.
Understand that the words of Maeve and the assembled Philodox here saved you from a very harsh punishment. You owe them your thanks. Maeve,
Maeve startles visibly.
make sure you have a D name the next time I see
Oh. Sorry, make sure. Oh, Jesus. Okay, got it.
you.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you at first. I had to put it together, and she'll just kind of nod rapidly.
Victoria will make a deep sigh. Is there anyone else that has a opinion? Somebody feel like telling on their brothers and sisters? It seems like a popular pastime in this Sept. Oh yeah, as she kind of perks up. As she looks to Logan, and this is the last thing she'll say. Vigilant Bo has been very, very naughty. And that's all she says.
Everyone that is there that has known Logan, known the way he speaks, know how quiet he is, they will hear a growl come from deep within his chest and is louder than any word he has ever spoken.
She'll look to Logan directly in the face. Come eye to eye. Yith, I see you. As she makes a gesture around your face, noticing your obvious metis deformities. You are what you are. A valiant and loyal member of the Black Fury tribe. Your sisters are. She looks like she's trying to find a way to say it without being disrespectful. You see the confusion on her face, and she gets frustrated. And she just kind of blurts it out. She's a bitch. And just kind of shrugs and walks off.
Raya.
That's exactly what she does. Half smirk, half smile, like she's a bitch.
She's walking away. She's
Raya,
another.
She turns. Yes,
may I have a moment of your time?
of course.
He'll stand forward and demands obedience. Raya,
Mhm. Yes.
Lord Philodox, Mistress of Challenge,
Mhm.
I ask for you to bear witness to my challenge that I make today.
Okay.
Then he's going to turn around to Emmett. No offense. Emmett Wilson, Boston of the Glasswalkers, Galliard, Wormfur of Deceptive Green. Today, I hereby challenge you for the rank of fostering.
Mikhail Petruchus, Shadow Lord Philodox Cleith, I accept your challenge.
He smiles with that devil smile and he bows his head.
God.
Victoria will actually smile. Geez, some fucking good news for once. Goddamn.
And wait, what'd she say? Or was that
Fucking
just a...
no, she just says it. She doesn't actually care. It's like she's trying to wind herself down, but she just blurts out, "Fucking good news, finally."
Emmett will kind of look in thought a little bit, and he will say, I apologize. I do not have quite the aptitude for quick thinking that some members of the Sept have. I may have to get back to you in a few days' time,
Take your
at
time.
most, to come up with a challenge that is suitable for a exemplary child of Grandfather Thunder.
Take your time. No matter what it is, I will complete it.
I suggest you talk to. She scratches her head. Aaron. He hasn't left yet, has he?
I don't believe so, Raya.
Talk to him. He can tell you some stories and give you an idea.
Thank you, Raya.
And she spins on her heel. Remember, Logan, you're not less than us. And she'll just kind of wave with her left hand and just walk off.
Lucas is going to go ahead and walk towards Olaf, who I presume have been like kneeling the entire fucking time.
No, he was ordered to stand, but he didn't even turn around, man. He stayed exactly where he was because Victoria is here and she demands a certain degree of obedience.
All right, fair enough. Because I had mentioned this entire scene, you were on your knees, so
He was for most of it.
As Victoria
Dave.
leaves the room, we'll finally kind of deflate a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Maeve, who still has a lingering case of the jelly legs, is just kind of plopped on the ground.
Like
Olaf, help me
sweat
with
off
this
his
one.
face.
And Olaf looks at Lucas as one of those god-awful unfiltered cigarettes is in his mouth, and it's lit with a match. And the cherry lights up his face. Even in the forge, it's kind of dim. And he just says to Lucas, "Do you understand what I was talking about now? About expectations?"
Goes ahead and nods. Yeah, expectations. Lots of expectations. I thought I was gonna die.
Consider that your first lesson.
That is the most creepiest laugh I'm probably ever gonna hear.
Garrett
I just
will,
want to point out the amount of shade that was just thrown in like the last 15 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
That comes from Logan.
Yeah, but amidst the laughter and the low din of people, breathing a collective sigh of relief,
Garrett
I see.
I'm sorry.
I see two cubs. I see more than two capable Garou. Get
Say again?
I'll be along. Get yourselves home, Lucas. Make sure she. Actually, he looks at the Foster and Emmett.
What was it he was asking? Get them home safe, essentially?
Raya.
Oh, okay. Come on, you don't have to worry about formalities like that with me.
Nonetheless, Maeve needs walked home by 2 able-bodied Garou.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Anyone who looks at Garrett will see that he's fallen onto his back and has both hands covering his eyes and forehead, just sitting there like, oh my god.
Maeve is sympathizing so hard.
How do you think I feel? I was going to share the same punishment as Olaf.
Yeah, no, Mikhail and I think Mikhail and Emma just have such high social stats. They're just like, oh yeah, no, we're fine. But internally, they're just screaming.
I swear their asses off.
Keep it in character, guys.
Olaf turns around and faces the group. Victoria Raya was right. In this moment, I owe all of you a debt I can't repay. That's the fact of it.
Oh, shut up, Olaf.
Foster told him to shut up. He's not talking.
Relax.
No, Olaf.
Maeve will
No.
finally flop the rest of the way onto the ground, probably next to Garrett.
He slowly stands back up.
You all did well.
No, Olaf, we're even.
You all did well tonight. Each of you. Stop being so formal. Stop being so formal, Olaf. You owned up to your mistake. Whether or not it is a mistake will be decided soon enough. That's not the worst thing that could have happened to you.
To be honest, I thought I was going to have an early meeting with my ancestors.
Nah, I don't think so.
Looks down at Garrett. So that was to be a new moon?
Well, you had the balls first, Lucas.
Oh, I saw it in your eyes. I just thought of it first.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
By the way, congrats.
Looks over at Emmett. What?
On the... Never mind.
Quirks an eyebrow.
He means you're changed, dummy.
Oh, right. I barely even noticed.
Maeve finally starts laughing. Finally
Yeah, well,
starts
there you go.
chuckling. Weakly,
What?
but
Emma
chuckling.
will look around at him
What?
and say,
Every single, it's like a man goes. Every man has a point in their life where things sort of change. Their body does things it doesn't normally do. Hair grows in places it doesn't want to. They're filled with an unbelievable rage to kill everything in front of them. It's like it's puberty.
Maeve is weakly and helplessly giggling on the ground.
well, he's a ragabash.
While you guys are all laughing your asses off, I've heard that same joke made by a dozen other ragabashes. Get some new material, Lucas.
This is new material for me. I've barely been here a week and I'm already hitting the numbers.
Damn.
All right. So, and he'll look over at Mikhail. Logan will. Does anybody else have any more out of the blue statements to make? Wait a minute.
I'll,
Mikhail, you don't have a deed name yet.
No, I don't.
He's gonna look over it. He'll look over at Emmett. What do you think, Packmate? You're the galliard.
Emmett's he kind of kneels down and his Galliard mind starts working from all the times he's seen Mikhail around and all manner of other things.
Through the pack link, he says. Out of the blue.
Emmett will just nod. He'll just think, I like that one. Mikhail, if you so accept this, from here on out, you will be known as Out of the Blue.
How does that come about?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Because it's classier than From Out of Nowhere? I don't know.
That
Yeah.
name sounds more appropriate for
You came to, well, you and quite a few of you assembled Garu here helped and came to Olaf's defense, seemingly out of nowhere. Unexpectedly.
Well, it is my
Out
job.
of the blue.
And I do.
How could we not?
But then all of you didn't seem to make a challenge out of punishment.
OOC, that was me.
No, that was me.
Wait, what was that?
Yeah, that was me. I'm the one that said if Olaf gets punished, I do too.
Oh, gotcha. Never mind. Sorry. I thought you meant something else. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, Mikhail did say that. He kind of stood up for somebody else's punishment.
I mean, if you want my punishment, I'd gladly let you take it.
And then, as Logan looks at Mikhail and he walks around, and then he has the balls, the gall, to challenge for Foster.
Did I not?
You did it at a hell of a time, I do have to admit. I would have at least waited 15 minutes.
Do.
I, Logan Gravis, Ragabash, Foster of the Nation, Stones like rocks, and Son of Bat. Support Emmett Wilson's name from Mikhail.
I assume this is cool with you?
I mean no offense, but I have to decline that name. It carries the sound that you would find among a new moon. And I would not disgrace myself or a fellow new moon By taking a deep that you would find among them.
Well, okay. You want to know what my first non-joke deed name was?
Hansel?
Thank you, but not quite.
Okay.
My first real deed name was Rages Against the Storm. That's not a rune name.
I could carry that name.
All I'm saying is, if you don't want the deed name, then you don't have to take it. No one's going to force you. But I'm just saying that deed names are earned for what you do, not necessarily who you are.
Oh, of course.
And, if I may add, out of the blue isn't completely negative.
Oh, I didn't say it's negative. It just sounds more of a Regabash name. Or they're the ones who strike out of nowhere.
But you are Shadow Lord, and you are Phyllodox. It could mean steps from out of the blue. It could mean judgment from out of the blue. It could mean wisdom from out of the blue.
Thunder's wisdom. Just throwing it out there.
Thundering wisdom. Thundering wisdom.
Wisdom of the storms. Throwing it out there.
Sudden impact.
And damn.
Oh, that sounds like a weed. Sounds cool. I'm pretty sure I've had that one before.
Car crash of logic.
Anybody paying attention to Lucas at the moment?
Not really.
Not necessarily.
Nope.
If he's going to fade to the
Stepping
background.
away into the underbrush and does what Lucas always does.
Alrighty then.
Roll that stealth, man.
Hmm.
For once,
One,
I'm not
two,
paying attention.
4.
This explains why he had stupidly high stats for a kinfolk. I was like, that's a really big stealth pool.
No, he had a kinfolk sheet as far as I know.
Okay.
Now, I know we're all celebrating the, Olaf's non-kneecapping. There's going to be some fallout from the scene that happened before it.
Indeed.
Oh boy.
You mean with Callie and Wasp Talon and
Wasp Stinger.
oh, forgive me, Wasp Stinger.
Logan, you're their tribe mate.
Yes, Garrett.
What can we expect?
I don't know Wasp Stinger as much as you seem to think I do. However,
No, Wasp Stinger seemed to accept her punishment pretty well.
she did.
Not the one I'm worried about.
You were worried about Callie.
The warder.
And you notice when he says Callie, he doesn't even hide it.
Even knows.
He is angry.
So,
Callie's gonna flip.
and it's gonna. He's kind of looking at this, and he's just gonna ask. So, fallout from what exactly?
Well, you see, I see no reason to defend or protect her. Him anymore.
Oh, really?
Kelly shot a kinfolk, or shot at kinfolk. She has yet to submit herself for punishment. Herself?
Herself. And Garrett actually has a pretty serious look on his face when he says that.
Forgive me.
Well, after what I witnessed, I'd be a little hesitant too.
Either way, Callie has yet to come for punishment. The longer Callie waits,
I'm more worried about a warpath.
against whom?
I don't know. Everybody. No one. The ground she's standing on. The thing that complicates this is that she's the warder, and this is a sensitive fucking time. We need her to be around, to be focused. And if she's tearing off that thing that walked away, it's not going to be good for anybody.
And what would you have me do, Garrett? I am not her elder.
Were you once her friend?
Once, I called her family. I called Callie family.
Well, maybe for the good of the Sept, it's time to dig down deep, find those feelings again, because this could get really bad really fast.
Garrett, do you know what it's like?
What's like?
To finally have something you're looking for. To have trust in someone. To trust them completely.
That's hard to come by, for me and my kind.
So then you know how hard it is to have that trust stripped away.
If it's truly irreparable, then do nothing. I am no one. My words are just words. They're not written in the stars. Walk your path.
You speak well. I'm not ignoring your words. But Callie decided that her pride was more important Sept and the people around her.
What did she do?
Logan will look at Katie.
At Maeve.
Or Maeve. At Maeve, sorry.
He
Sorry.
breaks the fourth wall and looks through Robert's computer screen.
There's a 6th level Galliard gift that lets you do that.
Oh my fuck.
Yeah, it gets pretty cray.
But yeah,
Looks at Maeve and then.
looks at Maeve. I am a Black Fury, Maeve. The only reason I am a Black Fury is because I am Metis.
She doesn't seem to be seeing a problem with this so far.
Now, normally, those that are male, that are born from Black Furies, are given away to other tribes. But
I've heard that.
Because I am Metis, because my legacy, my ancestors' legacy, stops with me. I am granted leave to stay. But me remaining within the tribe of Black Furies is not something of happiness that's tolerated. Recently, Callie was punished by the spirits. Punished to become male.
I was there. That wasn't the spirits. That was another Garu. They didn't act on their own.
Oh. Another Garu. And yet, she has been allowed to remain in the Black Furies, and yet she hid it.
She hates herself. She hates the way she looks. Of course she hid it.
Really? She hates the way she looks.
She does.
She hates...
I was with her. I live with her.
Oh. So you know.
Can you really
I
not
do.
appreciate how humiliating it is for her? Especially given you and her tribe.
Oh. How humiliating it is. Idiots. You think I don't know? I don't know how humiliating it is? How hard it
I didn't
is?
say...
And yet she hid it. She didn't tell me. She didn't tell anyone.
Rob, sweetheart,
Yeah?
roll
Hey,
that
Phil.
rage.
Oh shit.
Let's get it!
Bring it, bring it, bring it.
Guy, he hit you in like the soft spot.
This
Like,
what I
ouch.
do.
Bleeding everywhere. Oh my goodness.
Let's do-
Oh my god.
Oh, this may be it. We may see beauty. Someone may be saved.
It's a crescent move, I believe.
Oh,
It
okay,
is.
no, he's good. He's good.
He holds on to it. He holds
Barely.
on to it.
As Emmett just calmly shifts up to Glabro just in case. He's ready to soak some egg.
I thought
If it helps, Maeve just slowly shrinks, about as small as she can get.
I thought I'd have someone. I thought for once, seeing as she was remaining in the tribe, that for once, I would have a tribal brother. But I don't. I don't have a brother.
In this moment, Olaf gets up from where he was sitting and actually puts out a cigarette, and of course baggies it. Do it for Gaia.
Again,
And
you feel the unknown presence of Lucas give you a subtle nod.
he actually goes up to a certain distance of Logan. Out of immediate striking distance for obvious reasons, but in his view. And looks him dead in the eye. You don't even have to pee any of this. He means the words he says. No subterfuge, gentlemen and ladies. And he says, oh yeah, with Kenshiro tears running down his face. No change in expression, just those manly tears.
Slow thuggers, even.
I'll always call you brother.
Fuck you, Bob.
Is Logan tearing up? Hug it out. Hug it out.
Logan looks.
I'm out, start crying.
Logan looks at Bob. Or Olaf. Olaf looks at Olaf. God damn it. Looks at Olaf. And he nods. I understand. And I hear your words and the words of my pack mates. But when she came to the Sept, when I came to the Sept, she was there. And I thought that she accepted who I was and what I was. But hiding it just proves how she views me and those like me.
Maeve finally gets to her feet. Just because she couldn't accept herself doesn't mean that she can't accept you. I'll even roll some empathy shit on this. Roll like a boss.
Won't be empathy, it'll be expression.
Have Lucas roll for
Expression,
you.
that's fine.
It would be expression, my dear. Charisma
Gotcha.
expression. Make him feel the feels.
I'm gonna make him feel feels.
I will love and tolerate the shit out of you.
4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 with my negative difficulty. Bam! Love and tolerate the fuck out of you.
Batman. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know, man.
And much as she did to Victoria, she will again not make a 5-year-old hug me pose, but will loft her hands as if she's willing to offer it.
I hate all of you. I hate all of you.
No, I hate all you motherfuckers because I gotta go to bed soon.
Why don't you let Logan feel his feels by himself?
Oh, I'm giving him new feels.
They're trying to do it to me too, bro.
See? See? This is
I
why
am
you
loving
disappear.
and tolerating the fuck out of you right now.
This is why you wrap
Accept it.
yourself in. This is why you just wrap yourself in self-loathing. like Emmett does.
In fact, here.
No, hatred.
Just for you and just for a second. Oh, wait for it. Damn it.
Oh God!
I'm throwing my hands up in protest.
You know what? Everyone lose 2 rage.
Channel the unicorn. Channel the unicorn.
You know you want the hugs. You know it.
Seeing the fury in Logan's face, Garrett will realize he struck something.
It kind of dies. But kind of dies. It just it literally walks itself off the cliff, realizes there's like nothing to stand on, and then plummets like Wile E. Coyote.
We all have our pain, Logan. For some people, it comes later. For people like you and I, a little bit earlier.
Thank you. All right. As he takes a deep breath and he lets it out. He's still not comfortable with the whole hugging thing.
She'll drop her hands after a moment. When she realizes he's not going to go for it, she won't press the issue.
You'll get used to it.
But the offer is a
It's
gesture,
all she ever
and it means
does.
something. She'll look at Garrett. She'll narrow her eyes.
You two tend to go for hugs a lot. I've noticed this.
Oh, I do. Because I care. And not enough people here were hugged.
I think I already got a couple of D names in mind for you. Don't worry, I got you.
A couple what?
Couple of D names for you.
Don't I have to be an adult to have those?
I will go talk to Callie. Try to make her see sense.
I'm sure she cares. She's caught up in it, but I'm sure if you told her that this was how you felt about it, she would change it.
It's for the good of the Sept.
All right. I will.
Thank you.
As Logan kind of awkwardly looks around, sort of walks the other direction.
By the way, bud, after you're done with that, I got some This Is Permanent for us.
I'm guessing that's through the pack link.
Yeah.
Would you mind taking my shift tonight?
I got you, bud.
If anything dangerous happens, I'll be at Tommy's.
Sounds good.
As he continues off Sept.
Emmett slightly disappointed with the fact that now he's definitely not going to be smoking any weed tonight. He's just going to say, all right. Tonight was interesting.
Tonight was
Say-
terrible.
Tonight was something.
Yeah, okay, I'm cool with something.
We can just call it something.
Yeah,
Let's call it a lesson.
yeah.
Tell me, Mikhail. That give you a little bit of a litany chub?
Oh, God.
Olaf is like the only one here not losing his shit. In fact, by the time you look back at him, he's already smoking again.
I appreciate her dedication to her duties.
I have such a litany club right now. You have no idea. Oh my god.
No,
Jesus.
like as Mikhail actually did say that, I
Jesus.
appreciate her dedication to the letting. Emmett does just crack up at that.
Well, I've got a shift to start, and come 5 a.m. a cub to train, and after that, quite a bit of work. I've never experienced sorcery. It'll be a worthy endeavor.
Yeah, if what you need to do ever cuts into the way of your, rounds and stuff, hit me up. I can cover for you.
Me too, because it was kind of my idea.
I have met Quintus before. He is actually a very kind and understanding man, and very dedicated to the nation.
And he's knowledgeable.
Garrett
Very.
gets himself a pat on the shoulder.
There's always a lesson in these things, and I believe I will learn much over my time. Now, if you all will excuse me, I have rounds to start.
Me too.
Yay, rounds for everybody.
And not the good kind.
And
Maybe.
Olaf goes off to start his rounds.
Yep, Emmett will go off and look forward to smoking a lot of This Is Permanent after his rounds are done.
Garrett will...
Just refresh it.
Go ahead.
Sorry, that was me talking to Bob. My bad.
Oh, okay. Garrett will look to Maeve with a look on his face that's just kind of like part I told you so and part are you okay?
She's definitely not looking very okay, but she gets the I told you so. It hurts her in her sad spots.
If you need to talk about it, you can come find me.
Yeah. For now, I think I'm just gonna head back to the castle. I'll be fine. I don't need a entourage when I'm on Sept.
Okay. And with
We're all
that,
falling out like flies, so I'm gonna call it good. I hope whoever started this, I hope whoever started it get the outro and everything. Oh, hey, they're coming back. Sweet.
well,
But
with
no,
that,
she says
Garrett will turn around and walk away.
yeah. And Maeve is going to go ahead and sidestep with her arms kind of clutched to her chest and make the long walk back to the castle.
Alright, I guess I will handle the outro. As these Guru have had an abject lesson in the litany and what it means to be a Guru. Not only what it means to be a Guru, but what it means to be an elder of the Guru. They all have very many, very different subjects to think about. Whether it is new challenges ahead, whether it is old pain to overcome whether it is a new purpose that they must embrace, or a duty that they may not want to do, but have to perform nonetheless. Each here has gained something new, has gained new knowledges, and because of it, has grown that much more powerful. So, we leave you with that, and we hope that wherever you are, that you have a good night, good morning, good afternoon. This has been a scene for the living world of darkness. Rage across New York, the Guru venue. Goodbye.
Goodbye, people.